What's up, my friends? You're welcome back after Liverpool have been humbled, dismantled, beaten, battered, destroyed, whooped, whatever phrase you want to use is probably fitting right now. Atalanta came to Anfield and left not just with a lead to take back to Italy, a 3-goal lead to take back to Italy. Our attack again was blunted, our defence an embarrassment, leadership completely lacking. I'm going to try over the next whatever length of time I'm on here to pick the bones out of that performance. Ask you guys, of course, to let me know how you're feeling. I'm sure it's not great right now if you're a Liverpool fan, and why would it be? We'll talk about it all over the next 20 minutes, half an hour. Vent away, have your say. I'm going to give you my take on it all first. We'll start off by the team selection. Weak. That's all I really have on that. It wasn't putting our best foot forward. I can't tell you whether it was arrogance, whether it was looking to rotate, whether it was putting faith in the wrong players. But we asked Jurgen to make some changes after our forwards didn't play well recently and missed chances, and they just kept missing them. Atalanta, to their credit, were clinical, fully deserving of their win. Congratulations to them, to Gasperini, and to their fans who were brilliant all the way through. For us, it was an embarrassment. It was a night that will go down amongst some of the worst we'll ever see in Europe. Brings me back to that 7-2 defeat by Aston Villa. There are no positives to be taken from this. Yes, we got Diogo Jota back on the pitch. Maybe a small positive. But other than that, it was abject. Our manager needs to take responsibility for this. I don't want to hear Virgil van Dijk or anybody else come out with some empty sound bites, because that's all they are. It's going to be empty. Van Dijk was a disgrace. Canade, a disgrace. Our forwards, shocking. Our manager, truly not good enough tonight. That is unacceptable. To go into that game after 4 days rest and the quarterfinals and lose 3-0 to a team that's 6th in Italy. Unacceptable on every level. We had no leadership on that pitch tonight. None. Every one of them should hang their heads in shame and don't deserve that jersey on their back after that performance. The kids have been better this season. What on earth is going on? Something has changed dramatically over the past few weeks. Our forwards have forgotten what to do. Our defenders seem to just go wandering. 6 or 7 yards Scamacca had for their second goal with nobody near him. It is unacceptable on any level. Look at that bench tonight. We talked about no excuses before the game. Pathetic. It is one of those occasions where there is no overreacting. Whatever you have to say is fair, because that is embarrassing. Worst performance in a few years, easily. Still have hope. A few weeks ago we were speaking out of a quad. Maybe just one now due to the last few weeks. Could be Klopp's last European home game. Upsetting, said Liam. I don't know what else to say, Liam. You know, if that is to be Jurgen Klopp's last European game managing Liverpool, how sad is that going to be? How pathetic is that going to be? If that's it, if that's Klopp's last European game at Anfield, that's not a great memory. Blame yourself, not anyone else, Virg. Exactly. We need to look inwardly here. These sound bites and empty promises after the game about we feel hurt, blah, blah, blah. It's all empty. It's all words. Actions are what speak. That performance was not one of a team that was hungry. A team that wanted to go out there and make the opposition bend to our will. We were outthought, outfought, outran. Atalanta thoroughly deserved that victory. This team look like they've no gas left in the tank, said Justin. They look like they have no will to play. This team isn't going to win anything this year. Small correction, Justin. We've already won one cup, but I get your point, bro. I get where you're coming from. Gokul said, sell Darwin and give that money to Jota. Did more in 10 minutes than Nunes did in 2 months. VVD needs to be stripped of the captaincy. Costas, clueless. Midfield is rubbish, said Jev. Greg Douglas said, my windows are open and I heard you shouting and County down. The players should be ashamed of that performance. No urgency, no pride, said Greg Douglas. Do you know what? This is usually the time where we as Liverpool fans will say anything's possible. Never give up. It's hard. It's hard to think of anything positive after that. The banter that's coming our way is deserved. The ridicule that's coming our way is deserved. How, when it comes to the business end of another season, do we capitulate again? Look, this tie isn't technically over. But is there anything to indicate we're going to go over there and pull this back? Is there anything over the last few weeks that we've seen? No, is the answer. And again, they weren't lucky. Atalanta, they earned that victory. Every minute of it. It's pathetic from us. I don't know what this means. Don't worry, boys. Have a good mentality. Right, Craig? I don't know what that means, mate. I don't even know where to go with your comment, but the lineup was completely flawed. Joe Gomez was a mess. Endo looked weak. Jota should have started. Trent or Bradley should have been on. What's wrong with Liverpool? Klopp almost looks resigned. What got me there was Klopp getting angry at players on the pitch. That's what kind of wound me up a little bit there, because he put the team out. He made the selection. Can we get a poll in the chat, please? Connor, Ben, whoever's in the background. Ask, did we underestimate Atalanta? Or did we not respect them? Because I can't think of anything other than complacency as to why that performance came about the way it did. We had 4 days in between our last game and now. And I don't know what to say. But I do feel like that announcement again, when it came out, it gave us a boost for a few weeks. We heard all the sound bites from the players about wanting to do for the manager, how much it means, all this other crap. But ultimately, they bottled that tonight. No other word for it. They were beaten by a team who wanted it more. And we were arrogant. And we were nowhere to be had. There was more fight showed on the sideline from Klopp than there was on the pitch amongst the 11 players. And even that, not good enough. The boys looked as if they didn't want to play, said Ibad Imran. Atalanta wanted it more simple, said Mystify. 100% we didn't respect them, said the inner nerd. We look arrogant and have for weeks, said Mohad Nasir. Thank you for your comment, Mohad, and your super chat. I'm going to just try my best to let you guys vent here because, you know, for me in these situations, there's a lot I want to say. There's a lot I want to get off my chest, but I'll be cancelled. So I'm going to let you guys have your say, and I'm going to just read out and agree with what I agree with. No energy at all, said Cameron Heaton. Durability of a Poppadom. That's it. All I wanted to say about this shite. Mate, I don't blame you. It's heartbreaking. And all opposition fans that are in the chat, it's one of those days where you're not going to get any pushback from me. I'm not going to call you out for your clubs. I'm not going to say anything because we deserve it. This is one of those occasions where we have to take it on the chin and take all the crap that's coming our way. Because I know I'd give it to United, and I wouldn't respect you fans if you didn't give it back to us. But I'm angry. I'm shocked. I'm frustrated. I'm sad. If that's how we go out of Europe with Klopp, with that whimper, maybe it's good a change is coming because something stinks right now. The club has gone from the highest of highs to that over the course of a month. It's embarrassing. Hey Craig, I'm an absolute shock about this performance. How do you gain access to the Discord? So usually it's for people who are Ultra members, mate. Nunez isn't good enough. We need a new attack. So we asked you guys, did we underestimate Atalanta? And there's 88 on... Players were crap, but Klopp has a huge part to play in this loss. The lineup was shocking. He does have a big part to play in it, yes. The lineup wasn't great. But even at that, if we look at the players who are out there, there's no excuse for it. There's no excuse for that level of complacency and crap. I knew we'd struggle with them because of the last time we played them. This should not be a shock. Everyone, including you, said it would be easy. So, again, I never once said it would be easy. Please don't put words in my mouth. I said we're a better team. If we show up, we should win. I know you want to vent, but it's not my fault that they were shit. Do you know what I mean? I can't do the job for them. So, I get you need to vent, but how in any way am I culpable for that? Flat performance, humiliation, nervous for Palace. People saying to me to calm down. How can you? How can you calm down? Like, this means a lot to all of us. Of course, you guys watching at home as well. It is not a time for being calm right now. It's a time for venting. It's a time for talking about the embarrassment that we just witnessed. And a lot of comments have been saying it's been coming. And I kind of get where you're coming from on that one. The arrogance of Klopp in a game like this, he's thrown it away, said Foldy. McAllister informed that's it. Worrying, said John Williams. There's a comment there I agree with as well from Christie that said, sooner or later a result like this was coming. Every game we conceded in the first 5 minutes. LFC Kids would have done a better job, said Chana. Defence was in the school ground, said Trivash. Because nobody died. So I'm not allowed to be upset that we didn't win. You know, am I smashing up my sitting room, mate? It means a lot to a lot of us. And yes, nobody died. That's stating the bleeding obvious, but yeah, it's, look, for me, as I said, with the final being in Dublin this year as well, I was hoping that Jurgen gets his big send-off in Dublin with what would basically be a home game, and it's going to take a miracle of all miracles to have any chance to be there. And that makes me very angry and makes me very frustrated because it was pathetic. I'm speechless. How do we play a stronger team 5-1 up away to Sparta than we did tonight with the crap I just witnessed? I'm furious, said Kieran. We cannot keep backing the players who are to blame. I think that's fair. And if you want me to call out some players today, I'll call out some players. Van Dijk was a disgrace. Canade was a disgrace. Gomez, he wasn't a problem, but he wasn't great. Costas is one of the worst left backs I've ever seen. In a defensive standpoint, he is a headless chicken. Look at the opportunity before half-time. That clown was on the halfway line. Nowhere near play. Our forwards couldn't hit a barn door with a banjo at the minute. Chance, miss. Darwin is clearly suffering upstairs. I can't. You're right, you can't defend the indefensible. You can't. Greg, welcome to Anfield Agenda Ultras, mate. Thanks for going live. Keep at it. Thank you. Appreciate that. XLTs. And our manager deserves to take it on the chin this time as well, because his stupidity, arrogance, whatever you want to say, led to that. He picked a team. And that's how they responded to him. So, I don't want to hear any of this crap from Van Dijk about we want to win it all for the gaffer. You shit the bed tonight. You captained that performance. You led that capitulation. And it isn't the first. Capitulated at United. Capitulated in the league at United. Capitulated at home in the Europa League. So don't give us the soundbites, Verge, about this means more, we want to do it for the gaffer. Your actions showed exactly how little you cared. Those people that spent their hard-earned money, whether they be from Liverpool or anywhere else in the world, to go and watch that crap It's pathetic. It's a joke. And it's not acceptable. Heads need to roll. Because that isn't good enough for Liverpool Football Club. That isn't good enough. This is the Europa League. And we're talking about being back in the Champions League with your Real Madrids, your Man Cities, your Bayern Munichs. We would have been beaten 7 or 8-0 tonight. If that was Real Madrid, we would have been talking about maybe the biggest defeat in European history for us on our own soil. Nobody out there gave a damn. None of them. Michael, I don't know what your comment was. It was deleted, but I'm gathering if it was deleted, it probably wasn't very nice. Mike, thank you for gifting 5 memberships, mate. So, the question was asked to me a while ago. What would you do about the contract situations? Virgil van Dijk, Mohamed Salah, Trent Alexander-Arnold. Van Dijk's had a good season. But at the business end of the season, when his leadership was required, nowhere to be seen. You can't play like he plays. Half-paced, arrogant, lazy, and think that is setting the tone. Look at that track back with him and Coop Miners, where he had 3 yards on him and he slowed down to a walk and then ended up giving the ball away in a throw. That's not setting the tone. That's not leading by example. That's lazy, arrogant, half-arsed football. And he's supposed to be our leader. Unacceptable. Verge will leave with Klopp and others. No focus at John Williams. Cop protest justified tonight. Not really, mate, in all honesty, and I'm not blaming anybody for that, but they certainly didn't help the occasion. You know, no flags, banners, the atmosphere wasn't set, the tone wasn't set. Everybody has to play a part, and I sympathise with anybody who was struggling with the cost of living crisis. Of course I do. But look, tonight we're all frustrated, but my God, that was pathetic on the pitch. And that's the only thing we can really discuss here. You know, I get people who often say as well that the fans in the stadium have to react to what happens on the pitch and the players have to set that tone. Fair comments. Our manager needs, I don't know, you just know what's coming. You know the crappy, cheesy, nonsense sound bites are coming out of these lads. And it's just bull. The whole lot of it's bull. It's just shite. It's all just empty words. Mike said, the end of the storm, there's a golden sky. This sucks, but it may finally be rock bottom before coming back stronger. Mr. McGregor said, Klopp may as well be in the departure lounge for Germany at this stage. Management flat, players very flat. The players burned out emotionally. The fairy tale ended, said Rob Dance. Yeah, maybe. But look at the bench. Again, I would argue, look at that bench today. Look at the options that were there. Run through it again. On our bench today, Diaz, Szoboszlai, Salah, Jota, Robbo, Gravenberch, Bobby Clark, Bajcetic, Adrian, Trent, Kwanzaa, Bradley. We've no excuses. The squad was there. The depth was there. The players were there. They bottled it. There's no sugarcoating it. They did not show up. They did not show the fight. They did not play for the badge. They bottled it. Not an easy thing to say. But this was one of those rare occasions where, yes, they capitulated. Let's regroup for Palace. Jota looked great. We can have a proper go with them next leg with a full-strength team. But we had pretty much a full-strength team. I know what you're saying about Jota and Alisson coming back, but it's not like we were scraping the barrel. We put in better performances with the kids. No fight, weak team, same tactics, said Nessie. I don't know what they do on the training pitch while preparing for a game, or do we just shoot YouTube videos out there? Can you read my chat? I just did. Peter, is there another one I've missed out on, bro? If I did, please feel free to direct me to it. We started our second-class team against a well-organised team, underestimating Atalanta, and this is the result, said Wissam. I don't disagree with you, my friend. That definitely wasn't our strongest 11, and I can't tell you why that was the 11 Jurgen picked. he will come out and say he picked a team that he thinks can win the game, but very, very wrong. And he has to take this one on the chin. So does our captain. Because there is no excusing it. There isn't. It's just unacceptable. I don't know what else to say. It's just unacceptable. Darwizzy the Goat said, Craig, that was absolutely disgraceful. We deserved nothing this season. Klopp needs to get his tactics right. Craig, don't you think this was the worst result all season? Yes, I do. The capitulation in the FA Cup at Old Trafford was bad enough. And you hoped it was an isolation. Then you go to Old Trafford in the league and again throw away a winning lead. And now again here when you think, alright, we've dropped 2 points in the league, but we're still in with a chance there. It's goal difference. Let's go tonight, put down a marker, lay some confidence. No, exact opposite. We went out there and played like it was a formality, and Atalanta taught us a lesson. And that's why hunger, desire and passion is important in football. Atalanta played to their strengths. They listened to the manager's tactics, and Gasperini got it right. Scamacca scored 2 goals tonight, and our defence was embarrassing. A player who was terrible at West Ham just made Ibrahima Konate and Virgil van Dijk look like Sunday League players. The space given to them was a joke. There's no redeeming features here. There's nothing to build on. That was pants. Disgusting. Peter said super chat before. 1 sec, Peter. I'm going to go back and find it for you, mate. I hate missing super chats, especially when you've spent your hard-earned money, bro. Let me bear with me for 1 second. Scrolling back up now, Peter. Sorry I missed the first one, mate. I do apologise. Atalanta ain't no joke. Think Klopp underestimated him. Trust me, as a United fan, I know. See, here's the thing. There's no reason or excuse for Klopp underestimating them, because we've played them before as well, and we know that a Gasperini team are going to work hard, counter, and be very, very technically proficient. So yeah, there's no excuse. It's just not good enough. And whatever the reason was, we were put to the sword. This wasn't bad luck. This wasn't a poor refereeing display. This was inept arrogance. Just not good enough. 19 shots, said Jens. Let's look at the stats. They're on the screen here now in front of me. So 70% possession to Liverpool. 19 shots. But look at this damning stat underneath. 5 on target from 19. Yet again. It's just not good enough. Atalanta, 11 shots. 7 on target. Again. Most of their strikes on target. Corners, 4 to Liverpool, 2 to Atalanta. Passes, 644 for us, 270 for them. But ultimately, the only thing that matters is the scoreboard. They outperformed their XG, and we underperformed ours massively. Our XG, 1.84. Their XG, 2.58. Scoreline, 3-0. Our forwards are not doing their job. Our defenders are not doing their job. Will, thank you for the super chat, mate. Our worst game at Anfield, said Saif. Mentality monsters mauled. Oh dear, what can the matter be? Yeah, we were beaten by a better team today, mate. There's no excuses coming from me. It's pathetic. Keep positive, but I know the pain. Super chat sent earlier, my friend. Best wishes, Paul and Alfie. Thank you, Paul. Much love to you and Alfie, bro. It's this is one of those nights that hurts. Craig, have you noticed how underwhelming our counter is at the minute? Something always glitches in the final. Yes, Samu. Very much agree with you, mate. It's underwhelming to say the least. And the amount of times we've had 3, 4, 5 on 2s and messed them up in various games. We expected a reaction after United, said Brandon Bukes. These players don't deserve to wear the shirt. Again, I find it very difficult to disagree with a lot of your comments tonight. Nelson said you can't win them all. Support the team, wins and losses. I get where you're coming from, Nelson, and I respect your positivity, mate, but sometimes you need to vent, bro. Sometimes you need to get stuff off your chest. And while I agree with your sentiment and I applaud your positivity, I'm struggling right now to see much positive about that. Because, as somebody pointed out, that could be Jurgen Klopp's last game as Liverpool manager in Europe at Anfield. And what will it be remembered for? A 3-0 disgraceful performance, no flags or banners on the Kop, and our players not showing up and looking like they just met each other that week. You know, it's hard to stay positive, Nelson, on stuff like that. Do you think Clark wants... I don't know what that is. Sorry, mate, I don't know what that is. Humbling as a game to watch at work. What a disgrace, said Angel. It was humbling. I think that's a good comment, mate. Humbling's a fair word. Arsenal fan in the chat said Liverpool the gift that keeps on giving. Come on, Arsenal, mate. You've every right to banter us. I've now come back for it. I'd do the same in your position. You missed my super chat, Craig. Mutz, sorry, bro. Again, I will get to it now, sir. Bear with me. Where was Mutz's original comment? Sorry, mate. I'm scrolling back up trying to find it. Take the Salah money and buy Gyökeres and Kimmich, said Car Connoisseur. Thank you, my friend. Sorry for missing your super chat initially. Sorry, I'm still looking for this super chat from Mutz there. Oh, there it is. Sorry, mate. Sorry I missed it originally. That was horrible. I've been suffering with the shingles for the last 3 weeks. I hope you're okay, mate. I know how bad a dose that shingles can be. My wife had it previously. So I hope you're okay, bro. And yeah, humbling performance. Annoying performance. Disgusting performance. But I hope you're feeling a little bit better, mate. Physically, I mean. Tom said I missed a couple of super chats. Again, sorry, Tom. Let me scroll back and get it. There's been a lot of comments coming in tonight, and I do apologise if I've missed them. At least, hopefully, the lads have been putting them up on screen in the background, but I do apologise, mate. I'm trying to find... Oh, there's Tom. What do you think will be our best starting 11 for the rest of the season? Let me get the rest of the comment. Who should be dropped and who should start? Yeah, I mean... Your guess is as good as mine, mate, with the who's our best 11 for the remainder of the season, but I think it's so tough because you want to keep winning your games and you want to keep pushing for the Premier League, but you also don't want to reward dross, right? You don't want to reward shit performances. So my initial instinct would be to say Verge should be dropped, Salah should be dropped, Darwin should be dropped, Costa shouldn't get a run out again. But the truth of the matter is something isn't right at the minute, and it feels like we haven't been able to recover from that Man United situation, that game at Old Trafford in the FA Cup. Everything since then just hasn't been the same. I don't know if it's the distraction, the manager talk, the players not knowing what's going on with their futures or contract. I don't know. I've no idea. But I tell you one thing. It feels like something is wrong on the outside. It feels like something isn't right at the club. And I don't know if I'm imagining that. But there has to be a reason for that performance. There has to be. Why did Craig scream earlier? Just needed a release, mate. That was it. There was no... it wasn't because of a comment or anything like that. I just needed a release and I didn't want to swear. So I thought shouting is probably the easiest way. So yeah, that was it. Rachel said I don't want to be a mod anymore. No problem, Rachel. I completely understand, mate. It is a difficult task, Rachel. So I appreciate your honesty and thank you. I've removed that for you there, Rachel, now. But I understand where you're coming from. No worries whatsoever. Thank you for all your help to this point. Cathartic scream. Yeah, that's probably it. It was just needing to release, needing to get it off my chest. Benny said, no, you're not imagining it. There's something up. Have to step up next game. Craig, be honest with me. These results, we're already out, aren't we? Look, it's common sense to say, yes, mate, we're not going to go over there and turn around the 3-goal advantage or disadvantage. But it's us, and nothing is impossible. I wouldn't be putting money down on it, but nothing's impossible. The league's still there. If, we can keep picking up our points, you never know. But this feels like a big moment in the season. I said all along, and I'm going to stand over what I said. If we think we're Champions League calibre, we should be going and winning this competition. And if we don't do that, then we failed. And like I said all along, I remember that feeling when we were chasing the quadruple and we came up with the 2 domestic trophies and we lost the Champions League final and obviously finished second in the league. Nobody's going to tell me that didn't feel like an anticlimax. It did. And this feels the same. Like we're heading for another unsatisfying finish to the campaign. Stan said, bad night at Anfield. Hope we haven't run out of steam. I'm dreading Sunday. Fritz Frank said, if we bottle the league and the Europa League, yes, I said bottle, and there's still a parade, we deserve to be bantered to the max. I get where you're coming from, mate. It would feel very tin pot. So, I get you want to celebrate Jurgen's time at the club and stuff, but questions have to be asked of the timing of all of this, the timings of the announcements, the vibe in the dressing room, because it's led to this. Whatever the reason is, it's led to this, and this isn't acceptable. We did underestimate them. We were a shambles from start to finish, said you're networking. Sorry to ask, but difficult night. Did my super track come through? Sorry, Paul. I will get back to it, mate. You've every right to ask, Paul. Don't ever feel sorry, mate, about giving me a nudge on stuff like that. Let me get to you, bro. 1 sec. Lads, if you can see it in the background as well, Paul's 1999 super chat. Could you bring it up on screen? I'm going to scroll back through till I find it for you, mate, because you've every right to be asked for it to be read out. 1 second, Paul. So I've gone all the way back to the start, and so far I'm not seeing it, mate, but I'm going to keep looking. Hang on. I'm still not seeing it, mate. Yeah, it's not showing up to me here, Paul. Not that one, lads. There was another one Paul put in previously. I can't see it, Paul. It's not showing up on my end. Sorry, mate. I've scrolled back through and I can't see it. Feel free to just put the comment in and I'll read it back out, mate. I hate to miss it, but I can't find it there. Consider this, the only silverware Liverpool looks to be taking home this season was won in a competition where we played mostly the kids. Yeah. And was won in, February? Struggling to keep faith in Darwin. VVD was a shower of poopy. Shimika should have kept running until he got to the airport. Jones, rubbish. Best Gakpo has played, but in the worst team performance, said Ben. So frustrating. The arrogance of Klopp and the players tonight is disgraceful. A quarter-final at home when you put in that performance. Yeah. It's not... I can't argue about any of that. It's alright. The performance was unacceptable. I'm still looking out for Paul's comment just in case he puts it in, because I don't want to miss out on it again. Leverkusen won the Europa League. Well, they haven't won it yet, but they're on the way. Like you, I stopped drinking alcohol, but after tonight, part of me wishes I hadn't. Yeah, it's definitely one of those nights where you want to just not remember it and process it and think about it. It stings. It's very, very, very difficult to come on and try and be level-headed as well when you're making live content after these things. But thankfully, over the years, I think I've learned a little bit, because right now inside, I'm honestly apoplectic. It's limbo. Players between Klopp and Amarim, somebody else said. Who starts versus Palace? Fucking hell. Bradley, Kwanzaa, Gomez, Robbo, Endo, McAllister, Elliott, Salah, Jota, Diaz, off the top of my head. Bad lineup from Klopp. He should have started on more important players and should not have took them lightly, said Bobby Price. I think there was another super chat I missed there somewhere as well. Can you bring that second last one back up on the screen, lads? There was a yellow one a second ago. Is it this one? Struggling to keep faith. I've read that one actually. It feels like a coaching issue, said Speed Touch. Whatever we say about the lineup, it should have blown both sides away. I don't believe we actually became a bad team overnight. Zero control over game, said Bardia. Feel sorry for Kelleher being brilliant, said NCE87. Yeah, look, Creevin made a mistake tonight for the... Thanks for bringing that one back up, lads. Thank you. Chimicas should have kept running to the airport. Yes, we did that one earlier on. Thank you, guys, though. It's almost like they didn't do any drills on the attacking phase. It's all disjointed and predictable. We just kept lumping in lazy crosses into the box. Just kept lumping them in and hoping for the best. There was nothing there for it. There isn't anything to be positive about there. I say Gakpo should start, Craig. Again, I've no problem. You know, put Diaz on the right, Gakpo on the left, Jota through the middle. I don't mind as long as Darwin doesn't get near the starting 11 for the next game. Because, again, those chances in the first half that he wasted, can't be missing them. Can't be missing them because we were made to pay tonight. And as you've all rightly said, we got away with it sometimes this season. We've gone to the well, we've won it late, we've pulled miracles out of our backside, but this was probably coming. And again, I want to give credit to Atalanta. You know, they've done their job and they deserve their credit. You know, no excuses from us. They won, fair play to them. Ref wasn't the reason, we were the reason. And they're the ones that are the most difficult, isn't it? Because you have to look inwardly and just be honest. We were terrible. Robbo, Chimicas were awful. Left back, 2 goals from that side. Third goal, Szoboszlai mistake. Gomez plays best left back, not right back. Klopp should have started the best squad. Agree with you entirely that we should have gone strong. Always go as strong as you can. No argument for me on that, mate. Each week feels Klopp's end can't come soon enough, said Gokul. Yep, it's not shaping up to be the end that we'd all hoped or wanted, is it? It's not. I don't know how you guys feel about the timing of the announcement. You know, these things are always, I guess, easy to judge in hindsight, but it feels like we had an initial bump from Jurgen's announcement. But now we look like we've fallen off a cliff and we've no way of dragging ourselves back in. Liverpool have not been at their fluent selves this season. They've been chasing games more this season and key goals have bailed them out. I'm not going as far as the wheels are falling off because key players are back. I think that's a good comment. Robinson Crusoe. Thanks for making me laugh with the name. Yeah, I think it's a fair comment. We do have players coming back, but it's a big mountain to look to climb over in Italy now to turn around a 3-goal deficit. The league is still there. If by some way we can pull ourselves together and pick up the win at the weekend against Palace, look, the league is still there and there's still lots of football to be played. Don't worry, bud. I hope it comes through. You deserve all the support. It was about 22:06 time-wise. Cool. Let me again look for that again, Paul. 22:06. 06. That will actually help me out quite a bit, Paul. Thank you. 1 sec. 7. J. Gio. Greg. Izzy. Jonathan Dobbs. Kieran Lorrigan. Jules Verne. Jules said this team needs to look inwards as well. Crystal Palace needs to be broken on Sunday. 10:04. No, it's not coming through. I've gone all the way back to just before 10 o'clock, Paul, and Still not coming through. 10:06. 10:07. 10:07. Peter, John, Mike. No. Yeah, it's not there, Paul. Sorry, mate. I've gone all the way back through. I don't know if it's a YouTube issue, but it hasn't shown up at my side. Kelleher wasting time while 2-0 raging, said TJLFC. It's a difficult one to judge on Kelleher tonight because there's no denying he was weak for the first goal, but he did also make a big save in a one-on-one. I think we just have to take this as a complete team loss tonight. There's no one person I think we can look at. It's just a team performance. Is it over? Asked Paul. I'm struggling, Paul, to find belief that we can turn this around. You know, we have history to show it's possible, but I'd be lying to you, mate, if I said I'm finding it hard to look at that team, that performance, and think they're going to turn it around over in Italy. You know, it's not one here, not two. We've to score 3 unanswered goals to get back into this game, and the way we're finishing lately, the way our forwards are, how porous we are defensively, it's really difficult to see that. Believe we can do it like when we played Barca, said Noah James. That was a home, though. That was a home. But I don't want to push back on anybody who's trying to be positive. Robinson Crusoe again, thank you for your very generous super chat, sir. Said Liverpool have been playing on fumes, coming back from 3-0. We'll just take more gas out of the tank. If Palace took the chances against City, then we could have been 2-0 up last week. So Liverpool Palace will be tough. Look, everything feels tough at this point, dude. And I'm honestly at a loss. Maybe I shouldn't be as shocked as I am from that performance, but it's just one of those that it's difficult to take. It's difficult to process. It's difficult to comprehend. Darwin wasn't the issue. Jota was today. I don't know how Jota was the issue when he played 10 minutes, but Izzy said, to Paul, I've had an issue before where my super chat seemed like it went through, but it didn't, and YouTube gave me a refund, so that could be it. I certainly hope that's it, Izzy, because I hate to see anybody, wasting money. Fritz Frank said, honestly, if we can pull it together and still win the league, I couldn't care less about the Europa, but my confidence is shattered. Klopp left Dortmund with a whimper. I fear history's repeating itself, said Mike Anderson. Drop points Sunday and the season's over, said Rory McCormick. I don't disagree with you on that, Rory. Not at all. My hope is fading, mate. Very little positivity, said Gary John Christians. Look, I get it. It's difficult to be positive in times like this, mate. I know. You're only human, aren't you? And yeah. Look, my friends, I'm going to go record the player ratings. They're not going to be great, spoiler alert, but I just want to thank you all for being in here with me, sticking with us tonight. If you haven't hit the subscribe button, please do. It's just one of these nights we're not going to look back on fondly, and it hurts. But Atalanta were deserved victors, so congratulations to them. But we have a lot to put right, and 7 league games left, and it looks like that's our season at this point. 7 games to try and make sure that we lift that Premier League title, and something needs to change very quickly. Performances need to get better, and some serious questions need to be asked in that dressing room, and some home truths spoken. Hope this is a wake-up call we need of all wake-up calls, Craig. Hope we use this defeat to galvanise us, plus the club putting prices up. And thank you, Andy Kirkman, for your membership, mate, and your chat. Look, I'll see you guys in a while. Appreciate you. Love you all to bits. Thank you for your time tonight. Do drop a like and hit that subscribe button before you head off. And yeah.